Welcome back, everyone, to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. We are continuing our campaign as the Germans. It is 1904. We had our first combat with our actual Dreadnought battleships in the last episode. If you haven't seen the campaign to this point, click on the link in the description. It'll take you back to the beginning. I'm going in and looking at ways I can refit my existing fleet of all battleships. And there's a lot I can do, including upgrading to Krupp armor, new barbettes, anti-torpedo protection, better flood protection, things of that nature. Go into the triple expansion steam engine 3, or actually the multiple expansion steam engine 2, I should say, instead of the triple expansion steam engine. Auxiliary engines, a lot going on. So the Kaiser Barbarossa, which are currently the oldest ones that I still have a design for, we're going to go ahead and upgrade those. We could actually, you can see the weight that we've got available to us now. We could probably even add to the belt armor to these things. And the refit time actually is only 1 month if we do this right. So the pitch is not great, but that's okay. It's not a huge deal. We could upgrade the guns, but honestly, I'm going to keep the guns as they are and just upgrade everything else. So let's go ahead and exit out of there. You can't build new ones because the hull is obsolete, but we can upgrade and refit the existing ones. And we're going to do that for all of our existing ships except for the Dreadnoughts. I also upgraded their torpedoes from the 15-inch to the 18-inch torpedoes. So let's go ahead and hit refit now. We've got 3 Kaiser Barbarossas that we can upgrade. So let's go ahead and select all 3 of those. Going to cost $400,000 for 1 month. We have lots of money. So that is also going to take away from the time that it takes to get these new Dreadnoughts out there. It's going to push that back a little bit, but honestly, it's probably worth it. Let's go ahead and continue building up our shipyard. You can see the shipbuilding capacity is going to be way maxed out because of these upgrades that we're making. Okay, we have gone ahead and done the redesigns for our other 2 pre-Dreadnought battleships, which we can now go ahead and refit all of those. There's 5 of this type here. Oh, it's not going to let me do it, huh? There we go. Now it will. All right, so that'll take 1 month for those. And then we have to do the... Oh, there's no eligible ships for this one. That's the one we have to do here. No ships available to refit. This refit design has already been applied to all available class. All the König is the one we have to do, and there's a bunch of those. There we go. All right, everything's being refit. Obviously, there's still no match for our Dreadnoughts, but at least it ups that technology some. All right, we are now blockading the Spanish Empire. You can see here the Spanish Empire only has 6,000 tons of total warships. Their navy has basically been eliminated. It doesn't even exist anymore. So this is a Kaiser Wilhelm der Grosse class battleship against a couple of heavy cruisers. That's probably a fight we can go ahead and take on. Every advantage we can possibly get against the British Navy, we're going to have to take advantage of. All right, it took a while to track them down, but we finally did. And I should point out that the Baden has not received its upgrade. It hasn't been refit. So it's still got the 15-inch torpedoes, still has the old armor, and does not have all of the additional protections, the additional belt armor that I've added to the other ships of this class. Well, to all of the ships of this class. It just hasn't received that update yet. So we want to try and keep our distance here as much as we can. Get right into torpedo range and try to put one on them. There goes our torpedo in the water. Want to try and get this rear 10-inch gun going too. Looks like the torpedo is going to miss badly to the right. Almost missed so badly that it might hit the second one. Actually, maybe that's who that was intended for. Oh, it's just going to barely miss them. Man, he's landing a bunch of hits, but they're only getting partial penetration. And they're going to collide. Or nearly so. Accuracy's at about 40% for the 10-inch guns. We did land a hit with the rear one. That's the Northumberland and the Thames. We only have 10s and 5s on this one, so oh, there's a torpedo. It's gonna hit me. Dud, be a dud. That was not a dud. Oh, and here comes a second one. It was not only not a dud, it caused a major explosion. The second one was a dud. Alright. I had just said about trying to stay out of range, too. And then I got right in there and let him get me with his torpedoes. And the whole front half of my ship is flooded. Dang. And the flooding is spreading. This one did not have a chance to get the refit, so we didn't get to add those new anti-flood modules. We didn't get to add the new protections on the belt, and we paid for it big time. Yeah, Baden is toast. Alright, well, we got to remember the British Navy is the most advanced Navy in the world. They've got great technology, and we're going to have to keep up with them. And I'm going to have to be much more careful about how close I get, because that was bad. Alright, this one I feel like should be a little better for us. 2 battleships. Granted, they're Bismarck and that ancient French battleship that we took from the French when we won that war. So really nothing to lose with these ones. This is old technology going up against a couple of his smaller heavy cruisers. But we don't want to repeat of the last battle. Okay, here we go. We're going to do our best to keep our distance this time. We've got 10-inch guns on the Posen. I believe those are they're Mark IIs. This thing's got 11.4-inch guns on it, Mark I's. But it's 1890 technology, so it's not going to be great. You can see here we're only getting about 10-11% accuracy. It's up to 13 now. But we do not. What is his torpedo range? Well, once we identify the ship, we'll be able to find out what his torpedo range is. We need to stay outside of it, or at least stay far enough outside that we have plenty of time to maneuver. Up to 25% accuracy. Not horrible. Alright, so there it is. He's got 15-inch torpedoes that only have a 0.6 kilometer range. It looks like the Arrogant actually has some damage, or at least some flooding, some damage and flooding already. Must be from a previous engagement. So as long as he's outside of our torpedo range, we know we're not inside of his. Beautiful. Landed some hits there. Oh yeah, we're seeing some massive flooding from those hits too. It did not take much to flood him. The question is, will that spill over? He's trying to get in close for a torpedo run. I think we got him though. That flooding is spreading. He can't control the flooding at all. He's done. Alright, let's start firing on the other one. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. There we go. That guy's toast. That's more like it. Take that, Brits. Take that. All right. This is going to be interesting. We're in the North Sea. We've got one of our Dreadnought battleships against a Dominion-class battleship for the Brits. A heavy cruiser, the Tiger, 2 light cruisers, and a destroyer. This is going to be a tough one to take a single battleship against. If he didn't have that battleship, I might feel a little better about it. Thankfully, we're pretty heavily armored. All right. He was already firing on me long before I spotted him, but we did just spot him. Let's see. Looks like he's going to make a run with his light ships first. That makes sense. I'm going to worry about them first. I'll probably save his battleship for last if circumstances allow for that, because I want to worry about the fast, maneuverable ships that might try to get torpedoes on me first. I have 8-inch guns, 5-inch guns, torpedoes with a 1.5 kilometer range, and then my 12.5s, which I've got 6 12.5s. Haven't landed any hits yet. Big guns are about to fire. Yeah, they overshot. I'll probably... let's see. Yeah, I'm really worried about how close he's getting. Don't put a torpedo on this guy. I'm going to turn off the torpedoes for now. Oh, he just fired one at me. I think we're okay. Oh yeah, it's going to be way behind me. Not even close, actually. Is that the only torpedoes he had? Dang, that's it. He's got no more torpedoes. Alright, light this destroyer up. There it is. We hit him with the 12.5-inch guns. Missed him that time, though. Oh, yeah, you're toast. You're toast. Yeah, it's flooding all the way along the ship. He's done. On to the next one. Here's the battleship, Emperor of India. So I'm going to go ahead and get my big guns firing on them. And then the small guns can worry about these other ships, the secondaries. Alright, we're at 42% accuracy right now. It should be up over 50 by the time we fire the big guns again. Thing's got a lot of weapons on it. It's a 14,000-ton battleship. Here we go. Here comes our first big shot. Going to be a little over 50% chance to hit. %60. Alright. Oh, beautiful. Big time hits. That whole thing's on fire. Now we just gotta hope one of these fires spreads and gets to something vital. Major structural damage. He's getting in close, though. I don't like how close he's getting. Might be a good time to get the torpedoes going. My 8s are firing on the Hermes. So far, so good. We're blocking a lot of the fire that's coming at us. Alright, it takes a while for these 12.5s to reload. Let's get a torpedo on this guy. He's just in torpedo range. Oh, he's flooding big time. If we can get one of these next 12.5-inch shells to penetrate some of that, the rest of that belt where he's not flooding yet, he could be done. I'm actually going to get all of my guns firing on him because those 8-inch shells could definitely do some damage and finish the flooding. I think the torpedo may have overestimated his ability to move. Oh, maybe not. Here we go. Let's see if we can finish him here. Beautiful. Where's the flooding? There's... Oh, come on. No, we didn't get any additional flooding where we needed to, and that torpedo's not going to be close. Part of me wants to just abandon firing at the Emperor of India because right now it really doesn't have the ability to... Oh no, I take that back. It just nailed me with their 11-inch guns. I was looking and everything, the angle was bad, but then he immediately fired, so it's not bad. So we do need to finish him because he just did some real damage to us. Right, I'm going to switch my secondaries back onto the light cruiser. And immediately got a hit with what, our 8-inch guns. Oh, we've got some real flooding going on. We cannot lose one of our Dreadnoughts. Only have 5 of those in service right now. Come on, baby, let's finish them. %81 chance to hit. Oh, look at the flooding we've taken. Oh, that's not good. Not good at all. Damage to the engine, to the steering. Any more of those compartments flood, we might be in real trouble. And now we've got no angle to fire because of the flooding. Dang it. Alright. Gotta get on top of that flooding so we can fire again. Well, because of the flooding, the angle that I'm at, I can't fire any of my guns, and I'm basically dead in the water. I am a dead man walking, and he is just pummeling me from all sides, and there's not a darn thing I can do about it because I can't move and I can't shoot. So that just goes to show you that if you get crippled at the wrong time, even though you think you're doing well, like I had the upper hand early on, and then he caused flooding at the right time in the right place, and down goes my first Dreadnought. We need to start sending these Dreadnoughts out in packs with multiple ships so they're not by themselves like this. Okay, here we go. We've got 2 of our Dreadnoughts, the Saxon class battleships, Brandenburg and Saxon. We've also got a couple of Bismarck class. Those are older ones which have not been refit. We're going to go up against 1 Dominion class battleship from the Brits, a bunch of heavy cruisers. This should be interesting. And these are big heavy cruisers. These aren't the smaller ones we fought earlier. These are heavy cruisers that are 9,000 tons almost. All right, we are at quite a distance to start, and we're laid out in an interesting fashion. We've got the we're kind of going every other ship here. So we've got the 2 Bismarck classes, 1st and 3rd in line, and then the Saxons, the Brandenburg and the Saxon 2nd and 4th. But we're going to try to keep our distance as best we can. That'll force him to kind of spread out a little bit. He'll probably come in close at us with the smaller ships to try and make a torpedo run. But we'll use our size to our advantage. He's got just 1 battleship, I think. No, it was all heavy cruisers, wasn't it? No, there is 1 battleship. And it looks like it's right here. I'm going to keep everybody on auto aim for now. Oh, the Schwaben just took some hits. That's not ideal. I'm going to start turning away. I do have torpedo avoidance on. Looks like we've already landed some good hits on the Indus. He's experiencing some damage, some flooding. I'm a little worried about the Schwaben. There's the torpedo right there. I think it's going to miss down the middle here. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the whole fleet back around if I can. So Nottingham put at least a couple of torpedoes in the water. I only ever saw the one. Oh, big hit. What happened there? That was 12-inch guns, 12.5-inch. Indus is toast. They just got lit up. And I love it. That had to have been from the Saxon. Yeah, they're done. So that's one down. The whole fleet's turning away right now. Here's his battleship coming in at me. We do have the Brandenburg right there. Oh, his battleship just landed a big hit on the Posen. Beautiful. Didn't do a lot of damage though, mostly just fires. Ooh boy, there's a flash fire on the Posen. Remember, this is an old ship, old protections. One of their 10-inch guns just went flying. Brandenburg just put a torpedo in the water, but I feel like we have really poor luck with aiming on these, although this one I think might score a hit. Yeah, we got him. Don't be a dud. Please don't be a dud. Nice. That should get some flooding going. Oh, so far it hasn't. Well, a little bit. Another torpedo in the water. Saxon should be okay. All right, Brandenburg, let's get these guns ready to go. If I turn a little more quickly, we should be able to get all those 12.5s. Oh, we got another torpedo going at him. Nice. Oh, the Posen sank. I'm not surprised by that. There's a huge torpedo hit. $2,800 damage. Main belt. All right, I'm not gonna cry too much about losing the Posen, as long as I take out the rest of his fleet. That was one that was probably eventually going to be decommissioned anyway. His battleship is just burning right now. Come on. Surprised Saxon hasn't put a torpedo on them yet. Come over and pick up survivors while we're here. Formidable's done. Hey, Brandenburg, you want to turn a little tighter? Alright, his battleship's out. One heavy cruiser, one battleship down. Let's go after the Edinburgh. Oh, what detonation did we just have on the Saxon? Torpedo. Blew up some of their stock of torpedoes. Alright, we're going to go back to auto aiming. Just let everybody do their own thing for the moment. Got this heavy cruiser over here. Wow. There was a 12,000 damage hit from a 12.5-inch gun that just instantly exploded the Nottingham. It's sinking and it doesn't even really show much signs of damage. That was just an insta-kill. We definitely have been landing some of those with these Dreadnoughts. We've had a few of those now on his heavy cruisers. And these aren't small heavy cruisers. And that was a 7,600 ton ship that we just one-shotted. We got the Glorious over here. There's a torpedo hit. Alright, so what do we have left? We've got the Andromache right there. We've got the Glorious here, which is flooding big time. And then we've got Birmingham, which is almost completely consumed by fire. It's basically just a sitting hull at this point. It's just been burned out, and just one good hit should probably finish if we hit him in the right place. And Brandenburg's taking some damage here. Come on, Saxon. Finish him. Oh, yes. Another one shot. 14,000 damage. That is a beautiful thing when it works. As long as these Dreadnoughts are in with some other ships, so they're not just like 1 on 5, 1 on 6, they're pretty deadly. But we're going to have to put Brandenburg and Saxon both back in for repairs. Schwaben's coming up right alongside the Glorious. There, oh, but it was, again, it was the 12-inch one-shot that did him in. Brandenburg. Oh, my gosh. That's 3 times we've had that happen now. Those 12.5-inch guns are just so deadly. So Edinburgh, and then we just need to get one good hit on the Birmingham to finish them. In fact, I'm going to try to get Brandenburg to land that hit. We're going to turn these 12.5-inch guns around. Get him going the other direction. With a ship having that much damage, you have to land it in just the right spot to damage whatever's left. Alright, we finally hunted down and destroyed the Birmingham. Now that only leaves the Edinburgh. I have everybody separated so that I could manually control them while I was trying to hunt him down. This shouldn't take long. Saxon's got some major damage, though. We definitely have to put these guys in for repairs. I can't afford to lose any more of these Dreadnoughts. Alright, Edinburgh's done. They're going to flood. Alright, beautiful. We did lose an older battleship there, but you can see the outcome is a major victory in terms of the victory points. We sank a battleship, 6 heavy cruisers, and heavily damaged a destroyer that got out of there as quickly as they could. Crew losses, 3 times as many for him. Good day. Okay, so where does that put us in terms of the overall situation? 31,000 victory points to just under 12,000 for the British. We haven't actually encountered the Japanese yet, even though we're at war with them. There is a convoy mission, a Koenig class. Yeah, I really don't care to do that one. Let's go ahead, though, and look at our fleets, because we do have some concerns there. That's the Oldenburg. That's an older one. Okay, we have 7 battleships showing as repairing. So I think they may already be put in for repairs. Let's take a look. Yeah, there's the Saxon. 8 months for repair. The Brandenburg, 6 months. So that puts us in a pretty rough situation. You can see the damage on the various ships and what we're dealing with. 91% damage on the Hessen. Some of these really need to be put in for repairs, but we're okay for now. All right, Dreadnought 2 hull is now available. Let's take a look at that and see what that means as far as what we might be able to build in our hull designs. All right, Dreadnought 2 allows us to go all the way up to 27,000 tons on our builds. That's amazing. I wonder if that'll allow us to actually get an additional turret as well. I'm going to play around with this a little bit. Okay, we can't get another barbette, but we can still have those extra guns on there. So that's going to add a lot of weight, and it's going to prevent us from doing a lot of other things. But that's really okay. Let's get our electrical turrets and all of that going. And I think we're going to avoid, I don't think we'll do torpedo launchers this time. I do want to get those 8-inch casemate guns going though. We're going to be just about out of being able to add any more though. That's 4 on each side though. With the big guns that we've got available to us, that's going to be pretty impressive. Not going to be able to add much more in the way of belt armor though. But this is already just a behemoth when it comes to the weaponry that we've got on board. We can add just a hair more to the belt. All right, engine efficiency is good. Pitch and roll aren't bad. Aft weight offset a little bit, nothing major. I like it. Let's go ahead and start building some of those. Just look at the difference in terms of the cost. 34 million for one of those compared to 24 million, almost 25 million for the previous class. But we're going to start off with 3 of them. I need to wait until some of the other things are finished building because we're already overwhelming our dockyards, especially with the repairs we're doing to existing ships. We do have some available options as far as some battles go here. Oh man. 2 Koenig class 2s. These are the refit ones up against some destroyers. I don't think I'll fight that one if I don't have to. Here's a 1-on-1. That might be interesting. How many battleships? He has 44 battleships still. And then there's the convoy mission here. That actually might not be a bad idea here. These are both refit ships. Duke of Edinburgh is still alive. I thought I sank him. All right. Let's fight that one. All right, we're making contact. Already landing hits. And because of the refit, we've got the new rangefinders. We've also got 3-kilometer range on our torpedoes now on these ships. But look at the hits we already landed. Even at this distance. That's 5 kilometers out. I haven't usually been that lucky, especially with older tech ships like this. The Mark Graf's got these big guns, but it's an old ship that's been refit. If nothing else, the torpedoes are going to force him to kind of maneuver and make it harder for him to land shots on me. So we're going to try to get in at least inside that 3-kilometer range for the torpedoes. I'm going to go ahead and turn this way and we'll run alongside of him. We need to stay between him and the transports. That is the primary mission here, is to protect those. While we're turning, we're going to have a hard time hitting anything. Got torpedoes in the water already. He does have this smaller ship right here that we probably need to be dealing with. I don't know why our secondaries aren't targeting him, but let's go ahead and do that. Oh, he's not so small after all. Now would have been the time to get torpedoes in the water when we got one ship right behind the other. So maybe that last ship we sank was just the Edinburgh, not the Duke of Edinburgh. And maybe that's the difference. Because I was sure I sank that one in the last battle. He does have torpedoes, 1.2 kilometer range. So we are in his torpedo range. So I want to... What is going on here? I want to start turning away because I'm afraid he's going to put a torpedo on me and I'm not going to see it. Fuso, did he must have taken that battleship from the Japanese after winning a war. Alright, we got in close range, but not a lot happened so far. And what I wouldn't give to have one of my Dreadnoughts right now. Do some one-shot kills. Although these are bigger guns than the Dreadnoughts have. At least on the Markgraf. Oh! Ask and you shall receive. One hit kill. Beautiful. Instant sinking. Well, not quite instant, but pretty darn close. Just had to wait for all the flooding to happen. Lovely. Oh, love those big guns. Alright, we're going after the heavy cruiser now. Good hits. Let's just watch the torpedoes. He's got a 0.9 kilometer range on that one, so we can stay outside of that. There goes the Duke of Edinburgh. Oh, man, and there were big hits. Torpedo detonation, and wow. Those big guns. That was a 12.9. And then the torpedo detonation was caused by a 9-inch shell. Lovely. Is there another ship out there somewhere? Oh, he's got something else. Somebody's hiding. Okay, we found him. He was firing at us before we could even see him. How about a lovely 12.9 inch shell to say hello with? We just don't have the angle. There it is. Oh, only got partial pen. Wasn't a good angle. We also have these 9-inch guns, though. That's another Japanese ship that's been converted to the British. Yeah, I think we got him. Beautiful. All right. 2 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, 2,300 in crew, 5,000 victory points. Another great victory over the pride of the British Navy. The British Navy they're by far the most technologically advanced and the most powerful in this game. So anything we can do to knock them down to size in 1904, 1905, It's going to help me when we get to 1920, 1925. So we're going to wrap it up right there. A lot of battles, a lot happened. We only moved a few months in game time, but when the wars are going on, the game moves slower because we have all these battles to fight. But then we'll have peacetime and we'll be able to advance rapidly. So excited to get these new Dreadnoughts into service when we get a chance. Let's take a look and see where the situation is now. 40,000 victory points to just 12,000 for him. We have 9 battleships currently repairing, 8 being built. Let's look at that fleet and see the status of those. We're still 5 months away from the next round of Dreadnoughts, and then those big 27,000 ton ones, the 3, are still a couple of years away at the minimum. But let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below, and we'll see you again soon with another episode. Thanks for watching.